Coletco for Monday night's sale. You probably didn't think you'd be hearing my voice so soon. I didn't think so either, but here we are. I think Chad is still nursing his turtle wounds from the mountains, but he should be here at some point tonight. And yeah, we're getting started a little bit late, but that is Seth's fault tonight, obviously. Seth, you're fired. Right, Tanner? Get this out of here. Those will be shown later tonight. Gonna go ahead and get you guys started with a little warm-up crate of new vinyl. We've got a lot of vintage stuff tonight, about 7 crates worth. So that'll be a nice change of pace from Saturday night. We got a lot of stuff priced for you between me and John. And hello everybody. We're gonna go ahead and get started. First title in the crate is Nirvana Nevermind, that's $36.99. Next is Taylor Swift with Fearless, that is $46.99. I believe that is on gold vinyl. And up next we've got Tool with Opiate, that is $23.99. We've got Silverchair Diorama, limited edition of 3,000 individually numbered copies on purple vinyl. That does have a glare. It's got a foil cover, that's why it looks that way. It is $38.99. Then we've got Leonard Skinner, $38.99. That's a music on vinyl audiophile 180 gram pressing. More Nirvana, we've got In Utero for $36.99. Looks like Eric wants a copy of Diorama. That is sold. First sale of the night, thank you. We've got one more copy of that if anybody wants it. We will be open tomorrow from 10 to 5. Wayne Carr wants the ... Then we've got the music from the Star Wars saga, the Essential Collection, that's $44.99. That's another music on vinyl audiophile pressing. It's $44.99 if you want that. Then we've got Pearl Jam Completely Unplugged on colored vinyl. That is $39.99. Jeff wants In Utero. That is sold. Let's see. Can I get the lower of two? Let's see. Let's see what number we've got. What number was on the back of that Silverchair? I should have checked that. 546. Okay, that was 546. That is the lower number. So we've got the lowest number pulled for you, Eric. Next, we've got Depeche Mode. That's $44.99, live album. What's up, Corey? Next, we've got Chris Stapleton, Traveler. That's $36.99. This is all new vinyl. Next, we've got another Depeche Mode. This is Violator, $28.99. Good luck getting an original copy of that. I would snag that if you don't have a copy already. Next, we've got Maroon 5, Songs About Jane. That one is $36.99. Eric Fisher, did you want Violator or the live one, or do you want both? I'm assuming you want Violator, so I'll set that to the side, but let me know if that's the only one or if you wanted the live one. We've got Steely Dan, Countdown to Ecstasy. This is a remaster. It's $36.99. Thank you, Eric. Next, we've got CCR Chronicle, the 20 Greatest Hits, $36.99. We've got Matchbox 20, Yourself or Someone Like You. That's the 20th anniversary edition on red vinyl, $29.99. What's up, Doug? We've got System of a Down, Toxicity in Our City, $28.99. Judas Priest, British Steel, $29.99. Another one that is tough to get an original copy of, especially in decent condition. We've got Liz Phair with Whip Smart, that's $29.99. Scorpions, Virgin Killer, $36.99. This is a special edition remaster from the original tapes on colored vinyl. $36.99. Let's see. Chad will be here later, probably. And when he gets here, we do have a lot of new vinyl for you guys, and he will get that processed. In the meantime, you're stuck with me. Richard wanted Judas Priest. We got that pulled. Thank you. Hello, hello. More Scorpions. It's Fly to the Rainbow. $36.99. This is another special edition remaster from the original tapes on colored vinyl. Scorpions again, in Trance, $36.99. Another remaster from the original tapes on colored vinyl. If you want any of these Scorpions records, please type the title of the album. If you want Virgin Killer, Fly to the Rainbow, or In Trance. Or if you want all three, just say all the Scorpions, and we will do that too. Also got Tenacious D with the 12th anniversary edition of the greatest and best debut album. Well, it's their debut, but this is the greatest and best debut album in the world, if you didn't already know that. And it is $44.99. We've got Yes, Mirror to the Sky, $49.99. This is a limited edition, only 500 made, and it is on custard vinyl, 2 LPs, plus another LP and a booklet. It looks like that's their 23rd studio album. This is a new one from Yes, only 500 made. We've got Soundgarden. I believe this is the A-sides. Yep. Soundgarden is $38.99. Black Sabbath, Master of Reality, 180 gram, 2012 remaster for $33.99. Megadeth, Rust in Peace. That is missing the price tag, and so are these two. So, do you know? Megadeth is $44.99. Thank you, Tanner. I missed a Virgin Killer. Let's see. We are live. Oh, Brian Tyler did claim Virgin Killer. All right. That is sold to Brian. And Soundgarden is $38.99, Craig. Thank you. Danny wants Megadeth. That is sold. It's $44.99. Do we have any copies of Downward Spiral? I think we showed one the other night, so we might have one left.
We might. I'll have to write it down.
Tanner's going to write that down, and we will see if we can track that down for you. Let's see. Right, Tanner? Yeah. Paul Brothers said yes. You want the Yes record that is sold to Paul Brothers. Gonna go through that crate one more time real quick. If you need prices, let me know. Got Nirvana, Nevermind. Taylor Swift, Fearless. Tool, Opiate. Silverchair, Diorama, just one of these left. Leonard Skinner, pronounced Leonard Skinner. Music from the Star Wars saga. Pearl Jam, Completely Unplugged. Depeche Mode Live. Price on Tenacious D was $44.99. Got Chris Stapleton, Traveler. Got one copy left of Depeche Mode, Violator. Maroon 5, Songs About Jane. Steely Dan, Countdown to Ecstasy. CCR Chronicle. Matchbox 20, Yourself or Someone Like You. System of a Down, Toxicity. One copy left of British Steel by Judas Priest. Liz Phair, Whip Smart. Scorpions, Fly to the Rainbow. Scorpions, In Trance. Here's that Tenacious D. Josie, just let me know if you want a copy of that. We only have one left in this crate. Soundgarden, A-sides. Black Sabbath, Master of Reality. Megadeth, Rust in Peace. All right, just let me know if you want any of those, and I will grab it for you. Throw that right up here for now. And let's go ahead and get started with some of the new arrival used vintage records. And while we're doing that, Let's go ahead and throw up the first auction of the night. Got Pentagram Live Rights. This is a 2011 finish import on gray transparent vinyl with the poster and the book, and it's limited to 700 copies. And the start on that is going to be $45. Got a $45 start on Pentagram. Let's see, Sean wanted Megadeth, and so did Greg. Let me grab those. Those are sold to Sean and Greg. Let's see, still waiting to hear from Josie on the Tenacious D. If she does not want it, that's sold to Brian Tyler. Do we have any NSYNC or Backstreet Boys? Tanner is going to check on that. Let's see. Josie's going to pass, so Tenacious D is sold to Brian. Go ahead and grab that. It's sold to Brian Tyler. What else? All right. Looking for a $45 start on Pentagram. Let's go ahead and start our first crate of vintage new arrivals. These are all going to be EX Plus to Near Mint Minus. First, we've got Sweet Level Headed, that's $29.99. We've got UFO, No Place to Run, $24.99. Another UFO, Mechanics, $24.99. The Art of Noise, Who's Afraid Of, $9.99. Another UFO, Misdemeanor, that is $24.99. Genesis, and then there were three, that's $24.99. Let's see, Colin Butler, First to the Art of Noise, and Todd Tipton wants Mechanics by UFO, that is sold. Let's see, next, oh boy, here we go. Rick Astley, whenever you need somebody. I think John did this to me. I got a little taste of my own medicine. This is $24.99 in the shrink wrap. Let's see. TV. Joseph, can you let me know what TV was supposed to be? The price on Sweet was $29.99, and that is EX Plus to Near Mint Minus. Thank you, Joseph. We've got Peter Gabriel. This is, you know this album, but it is actually sung and recorded. It's in German. It is $34.99. I've only seen this maybe one other time. This is a super uncommon record. We've got Moby Grape. They're self-titled. It's on the second label. It's $29.99. There's no poster with it. We've got the Outlaws, Soldiers of Fortune. That is $19.99. Going twice, going three times on the Pentagram, looking for a $45 start on that. It's limited to 700 copies. It's on gray vinyl, double LPs, got a book, poster with it. Looking for $45 on that. Let's see, price for Rick was $24.99, and it is in the shrink wrap. Missing Persons, Spring Session M is $24.99 for Missing Persons. We've got the Ozark Mountain Daredevils. It'll Shine When It Shines, $19.99. Let's see. Craig Weatherford wants to Rickroll his neighbors. Grab that is sold to Craig, excuse me. And Colin Butler wants the Sweet. That is sold to Colin Butler. Oh, skip that one. Mike Oldfield, Tubular Bells from, what is that, The Exorcist, $14.99. Joe Walsh, The Confessor in the shrink wrap, Pristine, $19.99. What else we got? All right. April Wine, Power Play, $19.99. There will be a sale and auction tomorrow night. Yes, Ryan Anderson is in on the pentagram at $45. Genesis, A Trick of the Tail, is $24.99. Molly Hatchet, whoop, skipped one. Molly Hatchet, The Deed is Done, $19.99. Then we've got The Outfield, Play Deep, $34.99. See, Danny wants April Wine. Michael Church was First to the Confessor. John Lill on The Outfield. I think we had two. Did we have two Outfield records, or was that the only? Oh, we had The Outlaws. Okay. The Outfield is sold to John Lill. Brooks was second. Craig was third. Colin Butler was fourth. And yeah, we're going twice, going 3 times on Pentagram at 45 with Ryan Anderson. Starship, Knee Deep in the Hoopla with the shrink wrap and the hype sticker and more, as seen on, what is that, V66, 66 V-Rock videos, something like that. You guys might know better than me. It's $14.99. Molly Hatchet is sold to Mark. And we've got Jethro Tull, Too Old to Rock and Roll, Too Young to Die. That is $19.99. Todd Tipton, we found a copy of Downward Spiral for you. That is sold to you. Another Jethro Tull, we've got Benefit. That is $19.99. Three Man Army 3. This is $24.99 in the shrink wrap for Three Man Army. Oh, did I accidentally grab? Yeah, the Genesis has not sold. The Genesis, A Trick of the Tail, is still available for $24.99. Oh, John Young wants the Starship. Another Molly Hatchet. Get your typewriter ready. It's Flirting with Disaster, $19.99 for Molly Hatchet. Survivor, Premonition, $24.99 for Survivor. Another Survivor, this is the one you want. Eye of the Tiger, $24.99. Kelly Bagwell, First to the Molly Hatchet. That's sold to Kelly Bagwell. And Hendry was second. Stephen Chesney wants Missing Persons. It's back here. That is sold to Stephen Chesney. Marty Kramer wants Eye of the Tiger. That's sold. Got Orleans or Orleans, which is French for standing around with a bunch of guys with your shirt off. Waking and Dreaming. That is $9.99 for Orleans. Final Call on Pentagram. I'm about to sell that. That's at $45 with Ryan Anderson. Final Call. Another Orleans. This is Forever. Oh, they've changed their look. They got shirts and everything. $9.99. Let's see. Laura Nero, Impressions, $19.99 for Laura Nero. Pentagram is sold to Ryan Anderson for $45. I'm going to pull another record to auction. This one will be exciting. Great White, Once Bitten, on Capitol. It's an SRC pressing. We're going to start this at $40. $40. It's got a little bit of creasing on the cover right here on the spine, but this is a really nice looking copy. We're going to start Great White at $40. Did I miss any claims? Nope. See, the Guess Who, all this for a song is $14.99. Golden Earring, Moontan, $39.99 for Golden Earring. Thank you, Craig, for posting the track list on Great White. Golden Earring is sold to John Lill. Pure Prairie League, 2-Lane Highway, It's $14.99. Looking for a $40 start on Great White, Once Bitten. Aldo Nova is $19.99. Peter Frampton, Where I Should Be, is $19.99 for Peter Frampton. Frampton Comes Alive, $29.99 for Frampton Comes Alive. Oh yeah, you know what that is. Mustafa's Shopping, or is it 3 Mustafas? 3 Mustafas 3 Shopping. No idea what this is, but it looks pretty awesome. $9.99 for 3 Mustafas 3. Let's see. Darren Meyer, did you want this Frampton Comes Alive? Is that what it's supposed to mean? Yep, there we go. Thank you. And Colin Butler wants Mustafa. Final call on getting a $40 start on Great White before I make that a buy it now. Let's see. Did Dead is Done sell? Dead is Done. I don't remember that one. Dead is Done. Dead is Done. I don't know. The Great White is EX plus to near mint minus. The vinyl looks pristine. Cover has a little bit of creasing on the edges, but no tears, no seam splits, nothing like that. Looking for a we got a $40 start with Brooks. So Great White is at $40 with Brooks Valder. And let's see. Deed is Done. Did I miss something? Was it Molly Hatchet? Yeah, I think the Molly Hatchet records did. The Molly Hatchet records sold. Great White is at 41 with Marty. Next, we've got the 5 Easy Pieces soundtrack. It's $19.99. Is that a white label promo, or does it just have the timing strip? It is a yellow label, but it does have the timing strip at the bottom. Craig, you're out. Marty was first at 41, so we're looking for 42 or more on Great White. Got 2 Favorite Stories by Bing Crosby, A Christmas Story, the small one, and The Happy Prince. That is $12.99 for Bing Crosby. Todd Tipton, there was a Genesis. It was Trick of the Tail, I believe. Yep. The Trick of the Tail is $24.99. Everything in this crate is EX plus to near mint minus. Craig is in it on Great White at 42. Next, we've got Wings with Good Night Tonight. That is $19.99 for Wings. Todd is sold on Genesis. Fred Carnell is at 45 on Great White. Dave Brubeck and Paul Desmond, Moods and Grooves in the shrink wrap. This is $19.99 on the Custom Collector Series. $19.99 on Brubeck. Steppenwolf Gold, their greatest hits, is $24.99. Rush, All the World's a Stage. Should have pulled that for auction. This is EX plus to near mint minus, and it is $64.99 for Rush. ELO, Out of the Blue, is $34.99 for ELO. Craig's out on Great White. We are at 45 with Fred Carnell. That's going once, going twice. Striper, To Hell with the Devil, is $39.99. Danny wants ELO. That's sold. Let's see. Avril Lavigne, Under My Skin, music on vinyl. 180 gram. That is $39.99 for Avril Lavigne. Let's see. Calvin Ward was first on Striper. That is sold to Calvin Ward. Todd, you were second. I know, Ken, I should have put that up for auction, but it's sold. Let's see. Neil Young, live at the Los Angeles Music Center, Dorothy Chandler Pavilion, February 1st, 1971. Probably already know this is an unofficial release. It's $49.99. from 1971. That's an original pressing. Let's see, is Avril Lavigne on colored vinyl? It is not, I don't believe. I believe this is on black vinyl. It's audiophile. It's an audiophile pressing. Then we've got the Grateful Dead. What a long, strange trip it's been. The best of the Grateful Dead is $64.99. More Dead-related stuff. We got Jerry Garcia. It's $39.99, and that is a 1972 Terre Haute pressing. You never know what I'm going to let slip in here. All right. Great White is on its final call. I'm about to sell that to Fred Carnell for $45 once I finish this crate. There's only a couple records left, so if you want in on it, now's the time to act. Christopher wants the Jerry Garcia. This is the unofficial, Craig. Thank you for pointing that out, though. The Gwen OG. Gwen. Oh, look who it is. It's Chad. He made it from the mountains. Chad is here, but it's going to be a second. Next, we've got Status Quo on Vertigo. This is $24.99. It's a 1976 German import in the shrink wrap. Yes, Michael, the Great White is an original pressing. Paul Brothers wants the Avril Lavigne. That is sold to Paul Brothers. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Southern Accents is $34.99. Everything in this crate is EX Plus to near mint minus mark. And I believe it was $19.99, but let me double check that. It's right back here somewhere. There it is. Oh, $14.99 in the shrink wrap with the hype sticker. Crisp and pristine, right, Tanner? And then we've, oh boy, another Great White record, Shot in the Dark. That is $44.99. Great White, Shot in the Dark. All right. Great White, Once Bitten is sold to Fred Carnell for $45. And Calvin Ward was first on this Great White for $45. So both of those Great Whites are sold for $45. Mark was asking about the Starship. That is sold to Mark. Let's see. We're going to go through this one more time very quickly. If you need prices, let me know. Everything in here is EX Plus to near mint minus. We got UFO, No Place to Run. UFO, Misdemeanor. Genesis, and then there were three. There's another Genesis record, Todd, if you were looking for that. Derek, the Status Quo is the spaceship label. It's not the swirl. I think 76 was too late for the swirl label. Got the Peter Gabriel German recording, $34.99. Got Moby Grape. Outlaws, Soldiers of Fortune. Let's see. The Ozark Mountain Daredevils. Tubular Bells by Mike Oldfield. Jethro Tull, Too Old to Rock and Roll, Too Young to Die. Let me grab another record for auction. All right. Got Tears for Fears, Songs from the Big Chair. It is an original pressing. There is some cover damage right around this region here. Not so much here or here, but right in this region here. We're going to do a $20 start on that. The vinyl is EX Plus. Tears for Fears, Songs from the Big Chairs, a $20 start. Miss anything else? This is everything is at sticker price. Jethro Tull Benefit. Three Man Army 3. Survivor, Premonition. Orleans, Waking and Dreaming. Orleans Forever. Laura Nero, Impressions. The Guess Who, All This for a Song. Mel Webster is in on Tears for Fears at $20. Pure Prairie League, Two Lane Highway. Aldo Nova. Peter Frampton, Where I Should Be. The 5 Easy Pieces soundtrack with the timing strip. Bing Crosby, Two Favorite Stories. Wings, Good Night Tonight. Dave Brubeck and Paul Desmond, Moods and Grooves. Steppenwolf Gold, their great hits. Rush, All the World's a Stage. Neil Young, live at the Los Angeles Music Center Dorothy Chandler Pavilion, February 1st, 1971. Grateful Dead, The Best Of. Status Quo, In the Shrink Wrap. That's a 76 German import. And we've got Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers with Southern accents. Tears for Fears is at $20, going once, going twice. You ready to take over?
Ready to take over.
Oh, Chad is ready. I'm going to throw this over here since we went through that already.
Been through that one?
Yep.
Okay.
Chad is back. And Tears for Fears is at $20.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Will you get your phone going?
I got it, yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you as always.
Chad made fire. There's some records out there that probably shouldn't. Yeah. They sold though.
Let me get my, it's been a while since I've logged into Restream, so let me get my password typed in. And I'll see what's going on here in the chat in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we'll call Tears for Fears Sold to Mel Webster, and I guess I'll have to figure out what's going on. All right, so it looks like over here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 crates of vintage, and Paul just went through 1 crate, and we also have 1, 2, 3, 7 or so crates of new vinyl, which that's what I was chit-chatting with Tanner about right before the show started. None of it's priced, nor has pre-sold or waiting list been pulled, so one of the most important things we could do tonight is probably we're definitely going to go through all the vintage tonight, but at some point, if we pause a little earlier than normal, that's to work on the new vinyl. Because we have so much of it, and I'd like to go ahead and show some of that tonight. So, did Paul show any new vinyl? Did y'all show any new vinyl at all?
Well,
okay.
We ran through 1 crate of new vinyl real quick.
Okay, was it this one?
It has made that front.
This was the new one that we went through.
Okay, all right. I'll go through this. I'll go through this crate of new vinyl here. I feel like I'm starting the show. When I'm starting the show, I got to start with a crate of new vinyl. But we do have like 7 crates of new vinyl that have not been priced or put out yet. And if we stop in the LA Guns, yeah, that's one of the ones that we need to price and work on. So, Todd Tipton, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put your name down. But most importantly, we'll go ahead and start showing some records. And then, like I said, I really need to pause and price all that and work on it. Sorry I was here late. I got here later than I normally, or what I thought I would be getting here for. Luckily, Paul was here to start the show. So let's go through new vinyl. I'll definitely go through some vintage. We'll probably pause after a crate or 2 of vintage, work on all the new vinyl, then come back for a part 2 so we can show basically new vinyl arrivals. Okay, so we have Danzig, and I don't think we have too many of these left, especially on the colored vinyl. This is Danzig 777 I Lucifer. That's on split color with splatter, $31.99. We also have the White Stripes Greatest Hits. See it, Paul. Thank you. White Stripes Greatest Hits is $36.99. And the Misfits Die Die My Darling. And we actually have 2 of those left. We started with 5 or I guess that was last week when I got all these Misfits titles in. Frozen Picture Disc, $28.99 for the Frozen Picture Disc, which is the soundtrack from the film. The Cult is one of the last ones we have on colored vinyl for their self-titled album. Their 1994 self-titled 6th album, that is $44.99. The Misfits Static Age is $33.99. Misfits Static Age Black Sabbath Never Say Die is $33.99. and the Misfits: A Legacy of Brutality, $28.99. So I was out of town over the weekend. From what I heard, we had a great sidewalk sale. Several $1,000 records went to new homes. So thanks for everybody that came out to that. I think it did rain a little bit on Saturday, but we moved a lot of vinyl on Friday for sure, and a little bit on Saturday. Rush, Clockwork Angels, $39.99. So there's a couple people already wanting on that LA Guns list, which probably means we're going to be sold out before I could show it, and that's Todd Tipton and Ken Crooker. That's the new LA Guns that's over there. So we'll pull that. Like I said, need to work on all that tonight. There's so many great new releases, new restocks, surprise restocks that I wanted to show tonight because it's Monday and we go ahead and get waiting list starting. Nickelback, $29.99, All the Right Reasons. Judas Priest, Sin After Sin, $29.99. And Halloween, Walls of Jericho is $44.99. That's also new and sealed. And Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 1, also $44.99. Todd Tipton wants Rush, Clockwork Angels. I have more of these if anybody else wants one. Whitesnake's Greatest Hits, that's a 2LP remaster, $44.99. Korn's self-titled first album from Music on Vinyl, $56.99. The Allman Brothers' self-titled debut first album, $39.99. White Zombie Astro Creep 2000 is $38.99, new and sealed from Music on Vinyl. And the Pixies Surfa Rosa, the Pixies is $31.99. Mac Miller, Best Day Ever, $34.99. And I believe this is one of the last 2LP versions we have of Pretty Hate Machine. We've been selling a lot of 9 Inch Nails lately. This is the 2LP remaster expanded edition of Pretty Hate Machine, $49.99. The Metallica Black Album, also remastered 2LP. That's an incredible sounding record, $39.99. And then some new restocks from last week. Leonard Skinner, Give Me Back My Bullets, $31.99. And this is actually a couple putbacks. If you missed the putback bin, here's one of them. It's an indie exclusive on yellow vinyl, Sublime, $5 at the door, $39.99. Power, Mad, Absolute Power, which is limited and numbered from Music on Vinyl, $38.99. Anthrax, Stomp 442, $36.99. Ghost, Pantomime, $26.99. And Gary Moore, Blues for Greenie, $33.99. I think those last few over there are putbacks. So now I feel like I'm normal because I just went through a crate of new vinyl to get started. So it looks like they've got some new vintage stuff over here. Let me pull out, or let me flip through it and see what we have over here, see if there is anything I do need to pull out. That's a very nice looking copy of Tupelo Honey by Van Morrison. I see we had put back, okay. Somebody put back Molly Hatchet, Flirting with Disaster. I must have not seen that comment yet. Let me see what's in. Well, there's some good new vintage titles in here. I think Paul's already been through one crate of vintage. And I just arrived back from the Great Smoky Mountains. Mostly Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg. I don't know if I actually... Well, I guess you kind of drive through the park between Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, but this is a putback from Kelly Bagwell. So if anybody wants Molly Hatchet, Flirting with Disaster, it is near mint with the original inner sleeve for $19.99. And I think Paul Brothers just claimed Rush, All the World's a Stage from the previous bin as well. So that's sold to Paul Brothers. Looked like, man, there was a Rush record left over in the last bin. Might have to run through that one again. Aldo Nova is also sold to Devin Reese. That must have been a claim from the last bin as well. So there's Aldo Nova to Devin. All right, so new bin of vintage arrivals. What do we have in the Department of Auctions? I guess some of these that I just pulled out of Van Morrison. Let me see what label it is. For some reason, this is one we don't get too often. It looks like a beautiful copy of Van Morrison Tupelo Honey. It's a gatefold. It has the original Warner Brothers inner sleeve. It's on the green Warner Brothers label, and there's not a mark on it. This is a very nice copy. Looks like that may be a fingerprint right there. I think that might be mine or Paul or John's fingerprint, and there's one little scuff right there. But that's in our EX Plus Near Mint Minus box. That's a very nice copy of Van Morrison Tupelo Honey. That's a $35 start. We should be back to normal now through the rest of the week. We are going to have a sale tomorrow night, and we have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, normal, and I'll be here. Paul may do some of the first hours on Thursday maybe, like he did a couple Thursdays ago or last Thursday or I guess this weekend. I'll be doing, but I'll be here for all 6 sales this week. And like I said, I think Thursdays we're going to start trying to get started early because we have so much new vinyl. So We have $35 start on Van Morrison Tupelo Honey. New vintage arrivals, Marshall Tucker Band Long Hard Ride, $14.99. Marshall Tucker Band Long Hard Ride, that's $14.99. And Loggins of Messina On Stage, that's a 2LP live Loggins Messina, $19.99. Earth, Wind, and Fire, the best of Earth, Wind, and Fire, $14.99. I've never recognized that label, ARC, the best of Earth, Wind, and Fire, $14.99. Hendry says he'll take the Molly Hatchet. Van Morrison Tupelo Honey, I believe that's the original label with the Warner Brothers. That's a $35 start. Dire Straits self-titled, $34.99. This is their self-titled debut album. Looks very nice. Has a sticker, an old price sticker on the back. Very nice vinyl, $34.99. That is their debut album. Darren Davis is at $35 on Van Morrison. David Lee Roth, Crazy from the Heat. I guess that's been a lot of us lately, $26.99. All I was hearing about up in Pigeon Forge, people talking about how hot it was. $26.99. I was like, well, it is the 4th of July. Blue Cheer is $74.99. A 1970 white label promo. Interesting. This one's called BC number 5, as in Blue Cheer number 5, the original human being. That's a little difficult to get, and not only that, it's a white label promo in very nice condition, $74.99. Darren Davis is at $35 on Van Morrison. That's a final call. The Bob Reedy Chicago Blues Band, Lake Michigan, Ain't No River. That is $19.99. I'm not too familiar with that. I'm familiar with this. This is the Rolling Stones Gimme Shelter, $34.99 on the Blue Decca London label. Very nice copy. $34.99 for Gimme Shelter. Chris Youngblood's at $36 on Van Morrison, so we'll keep that one rolling for just a few more minutes. Rosington Collins Band, Anytime, Anyplace, Anywhere. That's $24.99. And the Roadie, this is not the soundtrack. This is a promo sampler from the soundtrack, $19.99. And it has like a sticker, like a hop sticker on the front, gold stamp promo. Has tracks from Alice Cooper, Pat Benatar, Blondie, Stephen Bishop, Jay Ferguson, and more. That's $19.99. Lindsey Buckingham, Law and Order. Gatefold, Near Mint. That's a self-titled Lindsey Buckingham, $19.99. And Buffalo Springfield Again. This is $39.99. It's in mono. It has a demonstration not for sale sticker on the front. Wow. Beautiful Near Mint vinyl. Buffalo Springfield. Has a promo rubber stamp on the back, but not a promo label, but that's a very nice copy, $39.99. The Rolling Stones, Love You Live. This is a 2LP, also a very nice copy, $44.99. So if you just joined us, we're right in the middle of a new arrival vintage EX Plus Near Mint Minus bin. There's some great stuff in here. First one is sold to John Young, or I guess we've sold something out here. That's sold to John Young. And Darren Davis, let me know if you're in or out on Van Morrison, because never mind, Darren has bid $38. Paul's got some other auction items here, or what maybe he thought we should pull for auctions. Let's see what he's got over here. A couple Rush albums, or a Rush album. A Stevie Ray Vaughan, which looks very nice, and a Leonard Skinner. I may make one of those a buy it now, and I'm going to probably make two of them an auction, starting with Stevie Ray Vaughan, Couldn't Stand the Weather. That's a $55 start. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Couldn't Stand the Weather. This looks near mint and pristine. It is. $55 start, and that's a really nice copy. It is near mint pretty much all the way around, and that's a $55 start. Okay, and any Rush signals. I don't think we have any OGs unless there's one of these in the bin. There's not here. The one in the auction pile is Farewell to Kings. Condition label. Yeah, Van Morrison, so I've graded this one. Here's the label. It's on green Warner Brothers, but I think there was a label before this, 7 Arts. But I don't know if this album was on 7 Arts, but it is a green Warner Brothers. It's super clean. I mean, we have it in the EX Plus Near Mint Minus. It looks like one of those Wisconsin records, but I'm not for sure which collection it actually came from. It does have one scuff right there, but that's why we have it in EX Plus Near Mint Minus condition. So this is very, very nice, and that high bid on that's $38. And Stevie Ray Vaughan is at $55, Couldn't Stand the Weather. Okay, I think we sold the Rush archives. We have Taylor Dane with Every Beat of My Heart. Taylor Dane is $9.99. Marshall Tucker Band, Where We All Belong. That's $24.99 for Marshall Tucker Band. And Laura Branigan, This one has her hit song Gloria on it, $9.99. So Stevie Ray Vaughan is at $55, and Van Morrison is at $38. So Darren Davis is the new high bidder. Chris Youngblood, let me know if you're in or out on Van Morrison, and Stevie Ray Vaughan's now at 55, also with Chris Youngblood. An anthology of British blues. John Mayall and the Blues Breakers, Eric Clapton, Stones Masonry, Savoy Brown Blues Band, Joanne Kelly, and that is on the immediate label, $24.99. Stevie Ray Vaughan is a USOG. USOG. Lots of People. John Mayall recorded live from the Roxy in Los Angeles, $24.99. Price on Taylor Dane. Taylor Dane was $9.99. Kelly Bagwell wants the John Mayall. Now, I'm assuming you wanted the recorded live from the Roxy, but there's also this compilation. Right now, I'll give you that one, Kelly, and then you can let me know which one you want for sure. Ray Charles invites you to listen. $19.99. He wants you to listen. Lori Youngblood wants the Taylor Dane, and Kelly got the Roxy, and that's sold to Laura. Chris is out on Van Morrison, so that's now a final call, $38. Final call, $38 to Darren Davis, and also a final call on Stevie Ray Vaughan for $55. George Jones and Melba Montgomery, Blue Moon of Kentucky in shrink wrap, and that is an original, earlier United Artists, George Jones album with Melba Montgomery, $14.99. The OJs is $12.99. Identify yourself, the OJs, $12.99. I am not Paul. He's headed out for the night. I'm thankful for him stepping in so we can continue to have sales whenever I'm out of town. I don't go on many trips unless it's business, but when I do, it's good to know that he's here so the show can go on. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up these auctions. Do we have more new Japanese stuff? Is that no? Yes? No. Okay, I'll go through some old stuff then. I don't know if Paul ever got to that. Because I've got 2 more auctions over here, and then I'm going to go through plenty of pretty much on-sale Japanese auctions, which means we'll reduce some starts and go through that. Let's go ahead and sell these auctions, though. The Van Morrison is a very nice copy of Tupelo Honey. That's sold to Darren Davis for $38. And then Mr. Youngblood, which is Chris Youngblood, got the Stevie Ray Vaughan for $55. And then, out of the claims bin, we had Brent Robley on George Jones. There's the auctions. I'm going to give Brent Robley the George Jones and Darren Davis on the OJs. Price on Marshall Tucker Band. The Marshall Tucker Band, Here Where We All Belong, is $24.99, 2LP. Lionel Richie, Can't Slow Down, $14.99 for Lionel Richie, Can't Slow Down. That is $14.99. And Jerry Butler Sings Assorted Sounds. Jerry Butler is $24.99. George Strait, If You Ain't Lovin', You Ain't Livin'. That is near mint. Very, very nice copy. $49.99. $49.99. Niels Lofgren, Grin, 1+1, $14.99. And this is the Butterfield Blues Band, Keep On Moving. Butterfield Blues Band, performed at Woodstock. Red Electra label, $29.99. Motherload by Loggins and Messina is $9.99. And Gladys Knight and the Pips, Neither One of Us. Now that's one I don't see as often. $9.99 for Gladys Knight and the Pips, Neither One of Us. Let me grab our next 2 auctions. I'll go ahead and put Rush up for auction. I may just make this other one a buy it now right quick. Looks like Rush Farewell to Kings is going to be a $35 start. And if anybody wants to buy it now on Leonard Skinner, Nothing Fancy, that is $34.99. That's a very nice copy. Leonard Skinner, Nothing Fancy. That's $34.99. Summer intern. I don't think we're accepting interns yet, but I won't outrule it, or I won't not rule it out. I did go to Buc-ee's in Sevierville. That was both fun and a disaster. That was, yeah, that's an experience. I thought they were all experiences until you go to that one. That was something else. Rush looks like about a VG or VG Plus cover. VG or VG Plus cover. Has the original inner sleeve. The vinyl is super duper nice. If that's a grade, if it's not a grade, I just invented it. Super duper nice. That is a $35 start for Rush Farewell to Kings. We had John Smetzer claim the George Strait out of here. You Ain't Lovin'. That's sold to John Smetzer. And we have The Best of George Harrison, a 1976 German pressing, which is for some reason oddly not in a sleeve, but it is $34.99, and this is a great compilation. This is, wow, that's a cool label. EMI Odeon, The Best of George Harrison. That's a great compilation. Sometimes we have those on Japanese pressings. That is sold very quickly to Tracy Miller, and Brian Tyler's in at Rush at $35. The Black Crowes, Shake Your Moneymaker. This is a 2LP live on green vinyl. $44.99. It's on green vinyl. It's a 2LP, and it has a green 7-inch as well. $44.99. Bonnie Raitt, Sweet Forgiveness, $9.99. So they build the largest Buc-ee's in Sevierville, and then like the next week after it opens, they say they're building even a bigger one in Florida. So I guess they're like trying to beat their own records every week. Okay, so Rush is up for bid, $35 with Brian Tyler. That is going twice and going 3 times. And I'm about to sell that, and we're in the bin of a new vintage. Here's what I said like for tonight's agenda. I think we're going to go through at least 1 or 2 crates of vintage, and then I'd really like to pause and work on tonight's new vinyl and let everybody know that when we come back, we're going to have like new arrivals so we can go through those and pretty much start part 2 pretty early, and just that way we can show new vinyl and have waiting lists. What time do I think that will be? Probably around 8:30 by the time I finish this crate and go through another one. Probably around 8:30. Probably around 8:30. We're going to pause. We'll work on new vinyl. I think we can get a lot of it done in about a half hour. Come back at 9 and then go from like 9 to as late as we need to with that. I have a feeling most of y'all don't have to work tomorrow because it is the 4th of July, so you'll be able to stay up late with us. Triumph is $24.99. Plus, there's some incredible records in here. I need to pause, or when we take a break, let everybody know, like, hey, there is some great records in here. Foreigner is $19.99. No vintage in part 2. There will be even more vintage in part 2. Probably more than new vinyl. No, it just won't be new vinyl. It will definitely be vintage because we won't have... We've got 5 crates over here we hadn't been through. Foreigner self-titled is $19.99. Classic Straubs, $29.99. That's the Classic Straubs, $29.99. And Kansas Leftoverture, $19.99. Kansas Leftoverture, very nice copy. Their classic album, $19.99. Joe Walsh, So Far So Good. That's a 1978 UK compilation, $24.99 for Joe Walsh, So Far So Good. And Kenny Rogers, which is a hits comp from Music for Pleasure, $9.99. Ruby Don't Take Your Love to Town. Tracy McFadden on Joe Walsh. That looks like a pretty cool compilation from Jim Records Imports. That's sold to Tracy McFadden. And Carly Simon's self-titled album is $9.99. Big Brother and the Holden Company, Cheap Thrills, $34.99. That is a very clean copy. It's on the second label. Very, very nice copy. Timothy Jernigan on Kenny Rogers. That's sold to Timothy Jernigan. And Todd Tipton in on the Kansas. Let's go ahead and sell the Rush as well. That is Brian Tyler's for $35. Thank you, Brian. And Foghat Live in shrink wrap with hop sticker. Never seen Foghat Live. And that also means the cover is very well preserved, which is usually dinged and beat up. $24.99 for for Foghat Live, $24.99. Heart Dreamboat Annie, $24.99. Heart Dreamboat Annie, $24.99. And Taylor Dane, I'll Always Love You, $9.99. There's another Taylor Dane. That's a 12-inch single. Clyde and Mary Denny with Wade Hill and Company, the Fort Worth Jail, $14.99. Monica Malley on the Classic Heart album, Dreamboat Annie. And Laura Youngblood on the Taylor Dane again. That's so the Laura Youngblood. The Best of Bill Monroe is $19.99. That's a 2LP. The Best of Bill Monroe. Spyro Gyra, Access All Areas. $19.99 for Spyro Gyra, Access All Areas. Alabama Mountain Music. Looks like it has a little bit of cover damage at the bottom. The vinyl is fine. It is actually near mint, and it's only $9.99. Dave Plunkett on AL or AI. Alabama. That's what I have in my hand. That's sold to Dave Plunkett. Fleetwood Mac Penguin is $22.99. Somebody was asking for this last week. I'm looking for Penguin. This is it right here, $22.99. And we have Loretta Lynn, Love is the Foundation. Loretta Lynn, Love is the Foundation, $9.99. Todd Tipton first on Fleetwood Mac. We also have John Lennon Imagine, music from the original motion picture soundtrack, $44.99. That is a near mint copy. We've had a couple of these. I just never had seen this too much, and now we've had 2 or 3 in the last week. This one's probably the nicest so far, $44.99. Triumph is one of those, I can't believe this didn't sell so far. It is near mint for $24.99. Triumph Allied Forces is $24.99. This is a Japanese pressing of the original video animation for Megazone 23. This is $24.99. Megazone 23 Part 2. Not for sure what that is, but it's a Japanese pressing. Arm Lazelle gets the Triumph. We have The Who's Quadrophenia 2LP. That's the soundtrack from the film, $29.99. Grand Funk, we're an American band, and this is on the gold vinyl. They pressed this on gold vinyl. They pressed it on black vinyl, and they pressed some on gold vinyl with stickers, and they pressed some on black vinyl. I don't know if they came with stickers. That's a gold vinyl, $29.99. Let me step over here right quick and try to find some Japanese stuff that from last week. Go ahead and just keep a few interesting auctions going. Somewhere over here I've got a crate. Yep. And it's got a few, quote, high-end records in it as well. It's tied over here. Well, there's a lot of new vinyl. But I think those 2 crates are full of Smashing Pumpkins box sets. And then I'm working with a new distributor. We've got a new shipment, and it's all stuff that we can't really get anywhere else. So that's going to be fun to look through. It's some stuff that we haven't ever been able to get before. So, okay, let's see what we have here. Let's pull out some. I'll do 2. Going to go through this crate. And then it looks like there's a crate, maybe a half crate over here of check condition. Probably going to go through that too. But I do want to start some auctions so I can let everybody know that we will have auctions all during part 2 as well, and lots of vintage. So, Paul Brothers wants the Megazone, which looks like it's an anime soundtrack. That's owed to Paul Brothers. And let's go ahead and start these 2 auctions. $20 starts. I think these may have been shown before. I'm not real for sure. But this is Paul McCartney, Tug of War. It is near mint and pristine, Japanese vinyl. $20 start for Paul McCartney, Tug of War. It does have this Japanese booklet with it, Paul McCartney, Tug of War. It's a lyric book, also with some photos. Very nice cover with Obi. That's a $20 start, Paul McCartney. And Loverboy, Keep It Up, is also a $20 start, which is a near mint and pristine Japanese pressing. Absolutely nothing wrong with this one as well. It also has the Japanese booklet with it, and to be a black cover, very nice. It has one little crease right here, like a stress crease, and other than that, the cover is no flaws. $20 start on Loverboy. Okay, back up to the front. Gordon Lightfoot, Gord's Gold, the Essential Gordon Lightfoot compilation, $29.99. That's a 2LP, Gordon Lightfoot, Gord's Gold. George Strait, Something Special. That is a US OG, $49.99. And Jimi Hendrix, The Essential, Volume 2, with the bonus 45, as you see there, Gloria. We had one of these last week, $39.99, The Essential Jimi Hendrix, Volume 2. And that was the first time that had been released in the United States. And that is $39. That's The Essential Hendrix with the bonus 45. Styx, Kilroy Was Here. Styx is $19.99. And Toto Self-Titled is $19.99. Toto Self-Titled. That is a very nice copy. Toto Self-Titled. Hold the Line. That's $19.99. We got bids on McCartney and Loverboy at $20 and $20. We have Europe, The Final Countdown, $44.99 for The Final Countdown. Original inner sleeve, near mint, $44.99. Toto is sold to Todd, and John Leal gets Europe. Styx condition. Styx is no condition notes. It is near mint. Nothing on the vinyl, and the cover's VG Plus or better. And Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits is $34.99. And this is very nice. It is actually the second label. Very nice. And it has the poster with it. $34.99 for Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits. $34.99. That is a second label, but it does have the poster. And Bonnie Well Music Machine Ignition. That's a Sundazed pressing. $39.99. That is Bonniewell Music Machine Ignition, $39.99. Mark Fallon says he will take the sticks. Okay, final call on these Japanese pressings. Paul McCartney's at 20 and Loverboy's at 20. Gerard Cacciatore's at 20 on Paul, and Todd's at 20 on Loverboy. I'm just going to read these titles, and then I'm going to set up the new crate. Dylan is $34.99. If anybody wants a price or additional info, let me know, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab our next bin of check condition, and probably after that we're going to take a quick break, get all of our new vinyl priced and ready to show. I'll let everybody know what we're doing, and then part 2 will be tons of new vintage arrivals. 1, 2, 3, 4 more crates to go through. I'll go through these first 2 crates again, and then we'll have Japanese auctions kind of like this, and then we'll have all of the new vinyl to show. The whole reason we're taking a quick break. So, and I'll pause and let everybody know, and that will, whenever we stop, I'll let you know what time we're coming back. But here's what's left in here, and then I've got a new crate to show. Marshall Tucker Band, Long Hard Ride. Loggins and Messina on stage. Earth, Wind and Fire, Best Of. Dire Straits, self-titled. David Lee Roth, Crazy from the Heat. Blue Cheer, Lake Michigan. There would be several in here that classify as I can't believe these didn't sell, starting with the Rolling Stones' Gimme Shelter, and probably also the David Lee Roth and Dire Straits and Earth, Wind and Fire. Does Earth, Wind and Fire have the original inner sleeve? It does have the original inner sleeve with lyrics. John Smetzer, that is $14.99. By the way, the auction's got new bids. Loverboy was at 21 with Fred. Hendry bid 22. Scotty bid 22 on Paul McCartney. And Gerard bid 24 on Paul McCartney. So Loverboy and Paul has new bids. So everybody's out except Gerard and Hendry. John Smetzer on Earth, Wind and Fire. The Rolling Stones is $34.99. That is the UK version, of course. 1971 of Gimme Shelter. David Lee Roth, Dire Straits still available. Rosington Collins Band, the Roadie soundtrack sampler. Lindsey Buckingham, Law and Order. The Rolling Stones, Love You Live. Laura Branigan. We have the Anthology of British Blues compilation. Ray Charles Invites You to Sing. Marshall Tucker Band. Lionel Richie. Jerry Butler sings Assorted Sounds. Niels Lofgren, Grin. The Butterfield Blues Band, Keep On Moving. Loggins and Messina. Neither One of Us, Gladys Knight and the Pips. Leonard Skinner, Nothing Fancy, $34.99. Bonnie Raitt, Sweet Forgiveness. Foreigner, self-titled debut album. Classic Straubs. Carly Simon, self-titled. Big Brother and the Holden Company. Foghat Live. Clyde and Mary Denny with Wade Hill and Company. The Best of Bill Monroe. Spyro Gyra, Access All Areas, and Loretta Lynn. So, final call on Paul McCartney, $24. And final call on Loverboy, $22. No one has set out, but also no one else has bid. So I'm about to sell those very quickly. Scotty Hypes wants the Loretta Lynn. And Kelly says, moving is. I'm not for sure if I understand the question. And then somebody asked, is Rolling Stones Decca per cover looks like a London? This is Decca. This is Decca. Blue Decca. And that is $34.99. Butter moving. That was the Paul Butterfield. Was the Butterfield Blues Band. Keep On Moving. $29.99. $29.99. Keep On Moving. Info on Bill Monroe. That is the Best of Bill Monroe, which is a 2 LP RCA compilation. $19.99. David Eberly wants the Foreigner self-titled debut LP. That's right back here. That's very, very nice. Mark Lent gets the Rolling Stones, Gimme Shelter. We're chipping away at some of the I can't believe these didn't sell. And Fred Carnell gets the Bill Monroe. Now we just need Kelly to get Butterfield. Kelly, let me know if you do want that. I do see where you commented Butterfield, but you may have been asking me to clarify that one. John Lennon Imagine is $44.99. John Lennon Imagine. The Who's Quadrophenia is $29.99. That's a soundtrack. Grand Funk, We're an American Band. Gordon Lightfoot, Gord's Gold. George Strait, Something Special. The Essential Jimi Hendrix. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits with the poster. And Bonniewell Music Machine Ignition. And Brent Robley wants the Leonard Skinner. Now, somebody asked, I think, teased the high-end auction items. Those weren't auction items. These were records that did not sell. It's not like I have high-end records pulled for auction. These are high-end records that didn't sell the first time we shown them, which is Jackie Matu, Tina Turner, Grateful Dead, Tom Petty, Alice Cooper, The Beatles, Elvis back in Memphis, John Prine, Gypsy, Tom Petty, Elvis, and Kiss Sonic Boom. Those are just a few records that I've shown that they didn't sell. They're mixed in with the Japanese band. They're not actually stuff that I have pulled for auction. That was Mark Fallon, yeah. Those are just high-end records that didn't sell the first time I showed them. Paul McCartney is sold to Gerard Cacciatore for $24, and Loverboy is sold for $22 to Scotty Hypes. Actually, no, Hendry. Yeah, Hendry got Loverboy for $22. Hendry got Loverboy for $22. Okay, let me grab that next. Crate of new check condition. We'll go through that one right quick. Yes, the store is open tomorrow. We probably will be closing early. Most people want to know if we're open on the 4th, and we usually are. But we usually close a little early because by like 3, especially by 4, but especially by 3, by then most people's already probably getting set up for their cookouts if they're going to have one. Not a lot of people out picking up records, so or buying records, or buying probably anything unless it's a pack of hamburger buns or a bag of ice or something of that nature. But usually by 8 o'clock, we'll start tomorrow at 7, but usually by 8 o'clock, everybody's here and ready to buy records on Facebook Live. I think one night we had I guess last year we had a 4th of July sale, and we had a lot of people watching. I think most people's like, well, I'm done for the night. Let's buy some records. A lot of people have off that next day too, so. Okay, the Tina Turner is called Country. That's called, it's $135. This is Tina Turns the Country On. Tina Turns the Country On. It's $134.99. It is sealed. Kiss Sonic Boom price. Hold on to your seat. It is $1,500. It's a sealed website exclusive that is autographed. Sonic Boom is $1,500. Now, what else was I about to do? Year on Butterfield Blues. Kelly, I think that's 1960. What year did this one come out? It's late 60s, I think. It may be 67, 68. There's no date on it whatsoever. There's a lot of albums that don't really have a year on them. But yeah, that's late 60s, early 70s. Okay, so let's go through this crate of new check condition stuff very quickly. I'll also start these next 2 auctions that I had put up for us. We're going to take a very quick break, work on all of our new vinyl for tonight, then come back and pretty much start the show from scratch, and I'll have new vintage, new vinyl, all kinds of stuff like that. So, new Japanese auctions right quick, probably the last 2 of part 1 very quickly. My Way, Frank Sinatra, and this is near mint and pristine Japanese LP. My Way, Frank Sinatra. It has the obi with it. It has the Japanese insert. That is a $25 start. My Way, Frank Sinatra. And I'm not as familiar with this Country Gazette. I think I've had their stuff before, but as a Japanese pressing. Country Gazette, Out to Lunch. This is a $20 start. Country Gazette, Out to Lunch, has the original Japanese insert, and it has an obi with it too. $20 start. $20 start. Okay. John Lill needs to put back Europe. Nazareth, Hot Tracks. So new vintage check condition. VG Plus, $12.99. VG Plus, $12.99. And Foghat, Full for the City, Slow Ride, VG Plus, $14.99. Europe is $44.99. David Eberle's First to Nazareth. We have Foghat, Full for the City. Crosby, Stills and Nash, CSN. That's an EX condition, $19.99. And The Police, Ghost in the Machine, VG condition, $12.99. Julie Ann Roman, First on Foghat. And this is Rush 2112. It is VG with a cover damage, about a VG minus cover, $24.99 for Rush 2112. 2112. Europe is $44.99. That is near mint with the original inner sleeve, $44.99. Led Zeppelin is a VG Plus, $44.99. It's a 1973 Richmond press. VG Plus, $44.99. House of the Holy. Autumn Betts is first on claiming the Europe, and Josie Wells wants The Police, Ghost in the Machine. Did somebody ask about the Jackie Matu Jackie Matu or Metu, the Maestro, is a sealed copy. It's called In Cold Blood. It's a 1978 UK pressing that is sealed. It is $64.99. Jackie Matu, if that was from the high-end bin. That is sealed. Has the original price tag that looked like a price tag was over it. Somebody tried to peel off. Other than that, it's sealed, and that's a 78 UK pressing, $64.99. So Led Zeppelin, Rush, and Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Wow, that's some of my favorites there. We have Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms, a VG copy for $14.99. This is the Robert Lugwood mastering. It is a VG copy, though, $14.99. David Lee Roth, Eat 'em and Smile, VG Plus, $24.99 for DLR. Leonard Skinner's Street Survivors is a VG Plus, $14.99. Leonard Skinner's Street Survivors is a VG Plus, $14.99. Matt Biggs is first to the Led Zeppelin. Todd Tipton wants DS, which is Dire Straits, and Craig Rutherford was second. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits Volume 2, VG, $19.99. And Steve Miller Band, Fly Like an Eagle, is VG, $9.99. There's some classic albums in here. Roxy Music Avalon, EX, $9 or EX, $19.99. EX, $19.99 on Roxy Music. So Todd Tipton got the Dire Straits. Craig was second. Ian was third, and Carol Seeley was fourth. Alice Cooper, Killer, VG Plus, $24.99. Wish someone would have opened that. Yeah, some people's like, I would buy that if it wasn't sealed. Sometimes sealed, we've had some very great sealed records before that we've never been able to sell here because when they're sealed, they exponentially increase in value. And most people's like, well, if that was opened and it was about 30% less, it probably would have already sold 3 times, which is true. So, Wings at the Speed of Sound, VG Plus, $19.99. Wings at the Speed of Sound, VG Plus, $19.99. All right, let's do a final call on Frank Sinatra. I'm looking for a $25 start and a $20 start on Country Gazette. If those don't have bids, then they'll be buy it nows very quickly. Julie Ann Roman gets the Wings. Bob Dylan's Nashville Skyline is a VG, $14.99. Bob Dylan's Nashville Skyline is a VG, $14.99. We have Motley Crue, Theater of Pain, VG Plus, $49.99. Theater of Pain has the original inner sleeve, VG Plus condition, $49.99. Theater of Pain. Ian wants the Bob Dylan, Nashville Skyline, and how much was Alice Cooper? Does it have the calendar? VG Plus, $24.99. It opens up as such. Let's see here. I know this thing has one of these unique top covers. Let's see. It opens up like this. It's still here, it looks like. Yeah, it's still here. It's almost hanging on. The perforation is about 1/3 ripped at the top. It's still hanging on. It does have the calendar though. Let's see here. Frank Sinatra offered 20. Here's how we do the auction. So I'm going to give this like 2 more minutes. And then when I say it's a buy it now, then it's first come, first serve at 25, whoever's first. And then if somebody claims it before you at 25, they'll get it for 25. You really can't make offers on the auctions until they're kind of done. Then when they're done, I'll accept offers. But right now it's like, whenever I say, okay, this is a buy it now, and somebody said Frank Sinatra, then mark they may get it before you, just so you know that. So pretty much like they're up for auction, whatever start. If they don't sell, then it's a buy it now. If nobody buys it now, then I'll take an offer. So we're like 2 steps away from taking offers on those. But I'm not saying I won't take 20, but just make sure you might want to go ahead and just bid 25 if you really want it. That's why I kind of put them up for auction first. The Rolling Stones Hot Rocks is a 2 LP. VG copy, $19.99 for the Rolling Stones Hot Rocks. And John Mayall Blues from Laurel Canyon. Don't see that one too much. VG Plus, $14.99. Chicago is EX, $9.99. Chris Wood Sr. said he will take the Alice Cooper. That's so to Chris Wood Sr. This is the OJ's Ship Ahoy. This is VG Plus, $12.99. Could not find the show on Facebook. That's weird. Let's see here. We have, I don't know if it's on our Facebook page. I don't know if I've actually shared it into the group because we went live and I was commuting over here. I don't know if I've done all of my standard sharing like I normally do. I'll do that definitely when we start back up part 2. Let me read off Dead Wax for John Young on side 1, 4, Side 4 dead wax. This is interesting. Hold on a second. We may have the same. We have, oh, there's side 4. I was about to say the same disc in here. Side 4 is XZAL 11018 11018 GL-1-11 GL-1-11. That says Sterling PR. That is Hot Rocks, and that is VG 1999. Gerard Cacciatore was first on OH, but he meant OJs. That's so Gerard Cacciatore. We have April Wine, Harder, Faster. That's a VG copy, $9.99. And the Tramps, Where the Happy People Go. That's a VG, $9.99. All right, I'm going to swap out these auctions. So Frank Sinatra, if anybody wants it, that's a $25 buy it now. That's a Near Mint and Pristine, My Way with Obi. And the Country Gazette, Out to Lunch, is a $20 buy it now, excuse me. $20 buy it now on Country Gazette, Out to Lunch, Japanese pressing. I think we had a $50 offer, Colin, on Matu. Colin, if you're offering $50 for that, it actually just came in again. I'll go ahead and sell that to Colin for $50. So Colin, you get this for $50, sealed copy. I hope you open that up and enjoy it. We have Bad Company is a VG copy, $9.99. Todd Tipton says, what April? That is April Wine, Harder, Faster. VG copy, $9.99. George Harrison, Living in the Material World. That is a VG copy, $12.99 for George Harrison, Living in the Material World. John Prine is a 71 PR Press, VG Plus, $74.99. John Prine. OG from 71, $74.99. Player, VG, $9.99. This has their hit song, Baby Come Back. That's VG condition, $9.99. The Mighty Quinn, Manfred Mann. The vinyl on this one's EX, about a VG cover, $29.99. John Smetzer, first on Player, and Julianne Roman was second. Neil Young is VG Plus, $24.99. Neil Young self-titled. His debut album, very great album, VG Plus $24.99. And Journey Escape, Don't Stop Believing, VG Plus $14.99. And Joe Walsh, But Seriously Folks, EX condition, $17.99. But Seriously Folks. Okay, I don't think we had any takers on Frank Sinatra at 25. That's a Japanese My Way. Very nice condition, as in Near Mint Pristine. That's a $25 buy it now. And then Country Gazette was a $20 buy it now. Those are buy it nows. There's the sleeves for them. I'm laying the sleeves in the sold pile. David Eberly wants Journey Escape. Let me read through these titles one more time, and then I'm going to update everybody on what's going on for the rest of the show, because I do see some people hopping on. I actually see our highest viewership for the night. I kind of hate to stop the show, but I'll explain why we're doing that in just a second. Mark Fallon. Mark, I will sell you Frank Sinatra for $20 now. Thank you for being patient. You went through the proper channels of making an offer on an auction. Didn't have to bid. No one else claimed it. No one else made an offer. So it's yours for $20. Here's what's left in the check condition bin. Crosby, Stills, and Nash. We have Rush 2112. Leonard Skinner's Street Survivors. David Lee Roth, Eat 'em and Smile. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits Volume 2. Steve Miller Band, Fly Like an Eagle. Roxy Music. Motley Crue. John Mayall, Chicago, the Rolling Stones, Hot Rocks, the Tramps, Bad Company, April Wine, George Harrison, John Prine, Mighty Quinn, Neil Young, and Joe Walsh. There are some incredible albums that was not claimed in this check condition bin, and a lot of them are EX. And John, this does have the original inner sleeve. I have a feeling John Smetzer is going to take Chicago. So we'll go ahead and lay that in the soul pile. And price on Leonard Skinner. That was Leonard Skinner. That was Street Survivors, wasn't it? What Leonard Skinner was in here? Was it Street Survivors? Price on Skinner. Joe Walsh, Neil Young, Mighty Quinn, John Prine, George Harrison, April Wine, Bad Company, Tramps, Rolling Stones, John Mayall, Motley Crue, Roxy Music, Steve Miller Band, Bob Dylan, David Lee Roth, right here. Street Survivors. It's a VG Plus $14.99. VG Plus $14.99. Next is What's George Harrison? That is Living in the Material World. Living in the Material World. George Harrison, VG copy, $12.99. Next claim was John Smetzer, said sold on Chicago. Which Mayall? That is John Mayall Blues from Laurel Canyon. Motley Crue Details. That is an OG copy of Theater of Pain. VG Plus $49.99 with the original inner sleeve. VG Plus $14.99, and Sherry Darnell wants Steve Miller Band. We'll sell that to Sherry Darnell. Kelly Bagwell wants to know the price on John Mayall. That's VG Plus $14.99. VG Plus $14.99, and Bad Company was a VG vinyl and a VG or VG minus cover, $9.99. Mint copies, 30, 40, 50 plus, depending on how nice or how bad you want it, or you can have a check condition copy for $10. Okay, here's the schedule for the rest of the night. We're going to pause for approximately a half hour. We've got unbelievable great shipment of new vinyl that we need to go ahead and price and tag and show tonight, so we can go ahead and start doing claims and waiting list and get more of it ordered. I like showing new vinyl on Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays because we can sell it and we can go ahead and order more, and it will be here this week. But not just new vinyl. I've still got 4 crates that John and Paul priced, 4 crates of new vintage stuff that hasn't been shown, and then we'll continue with Japanese auctions. So give us approximately about a half hour. Let's go ahead and say 9:15 approximately. So still pretty early, especially for it being a holiday tomorrow. We'll be back at 9:15. We'll have new vinyl. We'll go back right into some of this vintage. I'll probably go through these crates that I've already been through again tonight later, and then we'll do all the new stuff too. And I didn't even see the first crate because Paul went through it. And I'm kind of curious of what's left in there. Motley Crue is VG Plus $49.99. I'll also post in the group right now what we're doing. And for some reason, if you're not getting a Facebook notification, go to our group. Not only will the video be shared there, but I'll also make a post about what we're doing, and then I'll have the link in the comments where you can click on it, and it should take you straight to the video once we're live. So once we're live, but that will be around 9:15 or whenever we get all this new vinyl priced right quick. So it won't take long. Most of the prices I have in my head. A lot of it's pre-sold, and I'm sure some of y'all are curious too. If you had a pre-order come in or a waiting list, what's going to be on your next newest invoice. So we are going to be back in about a half hour, about 40 minutes, 30 minutes, about 9:15. But like I said, I'll definitely post and share, and then I'll share that link once we're live. And we'll be back, and I'll see you at approximately 9:15.